Sometimes new technology is just so convenient for both end users and the vendors that the temptation is too strong for exploitation. And those of you who know me know that from day one that Amazon purchased the Ring video doorbell, I have been a big resistor for exactly that reason. And here we now see that the FTC says the Ring employees illegally surveilled customers and failed to stop hackers from taking control of users' cameras. And so the important takeaway lesson here is that self-custody of data is essential for any modern technology. Any tech that relies on a cloud-only solution should be thoroughly vetted by policy and by execution before adopting it. There's a repeat pattern here with iOS being targeted with previously unknown malware. And in this case, Cloudflare offers a very affordable web application firewall, which then protects the real command and control environment, right? So the attackers are enjoying commercial protection. But the one protection that still helps the end user is to apply zero trust connectivity, because the domains being used were rare and therefore not categorized. So as long as a policy of unknown or uncategorized domains is being blocked, that offers a great deal of protection against these kinds of 0 days. There is a new Move It Transfer 0-day mass exploit that is occurring in data thefts. And from the vendor, we read that to prevent this exploitation, the developers warn admins to block external traffic to ports 80 and 443 on the Move It Transfer server. Most organizations, or many that use this service, have an internal rendezvous type server, and that is the one that's being vulnerable. Now, this speaks volumes as to the security posture needed for anyone using Move It or a service like it. Services like that should be contained. So the whole notion of constraining external access should be part of any proactive security posture. Now let's talk about firmware implants that happen at the factory. Millions of PC motherboards have this firmware backdoor from Gigabyte. Now, this is quite simply just a poor design that makes it easy for threat actors to take over the update process. So if you have one of the many models affected, then it's best to block all access to mb.download.gigabyte.com indefinitely until we hear from Gigabyte about how to remedy this manually before this automation can be enacted again. And if anyone has been using Barracuda's email security gateway or an ESG, they may have been affected since October of last year. So the attackers used it for persistent remote access and data exfiltration in some cases. So it'd be a good time to remind system administrators that the proper architecture for on-premise mail services is to lock down incoming mail servers' egress control and instead smart host it through an outbound only host, as we demonstrated in our honeypot exercise we did a few years ago when Exchange 2019 was such a big deal. And did you know that one of the good uses of AI is when we feed it with helpful information? Anti-spam engines at the carrier level are already getting very good as long as we report it. So each carrier tends to have a short code for junk reporting, but in iOS, you can also tap on report as junk when you receive a new message. That is junk, obviously. You don't want to do that to legitimate ones. Thanks for watching. See you next week.